Are you nearing 60, perhaps even turning 60 very soon? If so, then this message is specifically for you. Many people approaching this significant milestone find themselves stressing over their retirement savings, often focusing on figures that are simply not accurate or relevant to their personal situation. This misunderstanding leads thousands of Americans to unnecessarily delay their retirement, working years longer than they actually needed to. You see, the numbers you're constantly bombarded with online or in financial news can be incredibly misleading. They create anxiety and make retirement feel like an impossible dream for many. But what if I told you that the real number you need to retire comfortably at 60 is actually much lower than you imagine? This video exists to cut through the noise and give you the honest truth. Before we dive into these crucial insights, if you find value in straightforward, compassionate guidance designed specifically for older adults, please take a moment to support our channel. Liking this video, sharing it with a friend who might also be stressing, and subscribing to Happy Grandpa 69 truly helps us reach more seniors who deserve to feel confident and secure about their future. It's a nationwide sentiment. A significant portion of older adults are deeply worried about their financial readiness for retirement. Recent research reveals that a staggering 41% of Americans openly admit they don't believe they have enough money saved to retire comfortably. This statistic paints a clear picture of widespread anxiety and uncertainty across the country. So, if you've ever felt a pang of nervousness, a touch of hesitation, or perhaps even a quiet sense of shame when thinking about your own retirement savings, please know this: you are absolutely not alone. Nearly half the country shares those exact same feelings. It's a common struggle, but it doesn't have to be your reality. But here's a critical piece of information that very few people truly understand, and it's the key to unlocking your peace of mind. The financial numbers, those daunting averages and targets you constantly encounter online or hear on the news, they are often profoundly misleading. They don't tell the full story, and they certainly don't tell your story. Let's talk about the stark difference between the average and the reality when it comes to retirement savings. At age 60, you might hear that the average American has around $537,000 saved. On the surface, that figure sounds incredibly substantial, almost daunting, doesn't it? It can make you feel like you're far behind if your own nest egg isn't near that amount. However, there's a crucial detail often overlooked. This average number is heavily skewed. It's pulled significantly upwards by a small percentage of individuals with extremely large retirement accounts. These outliers distort the perception of what's typical for the vast majority of American families, creating an unrealistic benchmark for many. To get a more accurate picture, we should look at the median. The median represents the midpoint, meaning half of Americans have more than this amount and half have less. For real American families at age 60, the median retirement savings figure is much closer to $200,000. This is a far more realistic and relatable number for most people. And here's the truly surprising and hopefully reassuring part. If you have more than $200,000 saved by the time you reach 60, you are actually ahead of half the country. This perspective can shift your mindset from feeling behind to recognizing that you've already achieved a significant financial milestone compared to many. But ultimately, the question that truly resonates with people, the one that keeps you up at night, isn't about averages or medians. It's far more personal and direct. How much do I actually need to retire comfortably at 60? This is the question we're going to answer, helping you gain clarity and peace of mind. Let's address one of the most commonly cited, yet often misleading financial guidelines: the 8X rule. Many financial advisors suggest that to retire, you should aim to have 8 times your annual expenses saved. For example, if your yearly spending is $100,000, this rule would dictate that you need a daunting $800,000 in savings. This rule, while seemingly straightforward, often instills immense fear. It sets an incredibly high bar that can feel utterly unachievable for many, leading to a cascade of negative consequences that prevent you from truly living your best life in your golden years. It's a formula that often creates more stress than clarity. One of the most significant impacts of this rule is that it scares people into working much longer than is truly necessary. Believing you need hundreds of thousands more than you actually do can keep you in a job you no longer enjoy, delaying the freedom and joy that retirement should bring. It can also push individuals into taking unnecessary financial risks, desperately trying to grow their nest egg faster to hit that arbitrary 8x target. This could involve investments that are too aggressive for their age, jeopardizing the very savings they've worked so hard to build. Furthermore, this rigid rule often leads to avoiding much-needed vacations, postponing home improvements, or putting off fulfilling hobbies and experiences. It creates a mindset where life is put on hold throughout your 60s, sacrificing precious years of enjoyment for a target that might not even be right for you. But here's the crucial element that almost every retiree and even many advisors tend to overlook when applying these generalized rules. Your expenses drastically change once you enter retirement. Your financial landscape transforms in ways that can significantly reduce your outflow, making your savings go much further. Let me introduce you to a concept explained by a brilliant financial planner, often called the smiley curve of retirement spending. This simple analogy illustrates how your expenses naturally fluctuate throughout your retirement years, offering a much more accurate picture than a static, unchanging budget. In the early years of retirement, you might actually see a slight rise in spending. This is often due to exciting activities like more travel, perhaps some home upgrades you've been dreaming of, or finally dedicating time and resources to long-postponed hobbies. This initial surge is natural and often planned for. However, as you move into the middle years of retirement, your spending typically begins to fall quite significantly. Think about it. You'll likely have no mortgage payments, no more tuition costs for children or grandchildren, no daily commuting expenses, and no need for an extensive wardrobe of work clothes. Many big expenses simply vanish. Then, in the later years, while healthcare costs may rise slightly, they rarely, if ever, reach the level of your working year expenses. With Medicare and other plans, the structure of healthcare spending often differs significantly from your pre-retirement outlays, making your overall budget more manageable than you might anticipate. So instead of rigidly planning for the same $100,000 per year in expenses that you might have had during your working career, understand that your financial needs will evolve. Many retirees discover they only need about 75% of their pre-retirement working expenses to maintain their desired lifestyle. This means that if you were spending $100,000 annually before retirement, you might realistically only need around $75,000 per year once you've made the transition. Just by understanding this natural shift in spending, the perceived gap between your savings and your needs already looks significantly smaller, doesn't it? Now, let's introduce one of the most powerful yet frequently overlooked income sources that will be a cornerstone of your retirement: Social Security. This benefit is designed to provide a steady stream of income, significantly reducing the amount you need to draw from your personal savings. For someone who earned a respectable income, perhaps more than $100,000 during their career, their Social Security benefit, typically claimed between ages 60 and 67, often comes in at around $12,500 per month. That translates to a substantial $30,000 per year in guaranteed income. Let's revisit our example. If your realistic annual spending needs are $75,000 and you're receiving $30,000 per year from Social Security, your remaining income gap immediately shrinks. You now only need to cover $45,000 annually from your personal savings. This is a dramatic reduction, making your retirement goal much more attainable. And if you're married, the financial picture becomes even brighter. Your spouse may be eligible for a spousal benefit from Social Security, which can chip in another significant amount, often around $15,000 per year. This additional income further fortifies your financial foundation in retirement. With that spousal benefit, your yearly income gap shrinks even further. From an initial $75,000 need, minus $30,000 from your Social Security and another $15,000 from spousal benefits, you now only need to cover a mere $30,000 per year from your savings. Think about that incredible difference. This final figure, needing to cover only $30,000 per year from your savings, is a world away from the scary $100,000 annual income that many people mistakenly believe they need to generate from their investments alone. It completely transforms the scale of the challenge, making retirement feel achievable. So, if the 8x rule is misleading, what's the real savings target you should aim for? Based on realistic spending patterns and the powerful role of Social Security, a 5x rule is often far more accurate and achievable for many American households. This adjustment significantly lowers the barrier to retirement. This means that instead of feeling pressured to accumulate $800,000 or more, many families can comfortably retire with a savings amount closer to $500,000. This is a substantial, yet much more attainable goal that aligns with the true financial realities of your retirement years. That $300,000 difference between the old 8x target and this more realistic 5x target is not just a number on a spreadsheet, it's a life-changing sum. This difference can be the deciding factor between years of stress and years of freedom, allowing you to reclaim your future. This crucial difference can literally mean the distinction between retiring at 60 and finally embracing your golden years, versus feeling compelled to work until 67 or even later, simply because of a misguided financial formula. You deserve to choose your retirement timeline, not have it dictated by fear. It's the difference between finally taking that dream trip to Florida or exploring national parks and feeling guilty for even wanting to. This understanding frees you from the burden of unnecessary financial anxiety, allowing you to pursue the experiences you've always envisioned for your retirement. Ultimately, this knowledge empowers you to truly enjoy your golden years, living them to the fullest, instead of constantly delaying life because of a retirement number that simply doesn't apply to your unique circumstances. Your retirement should be about living, not just saving. This information matters profoundly because far too many Americans are being scared into a cycle of overworking and underliving. They are sacrificing their precious golden years, their health and their happiness, all based on outdated or misapplied financial formulas that were often designed more for the financial industry than for real people with real lives. Remember, your financial numbers are unique. Your desired lifestyle in retirement is unique. And therefore, your retirement journey simply won't and shouldn't look exactly like anyone else's. Generic advice rarely fits individual circumstances, which is why a personalized approach is so vital. That's why every older adult deserves more than just generalized advice. You deserve a truly personalized retirement plan tailored to your specific goals and circumstances. You deserve a second opinion, a fresh perspective that challenges conventional wisdom. And most importantly, you deserve someone who explains the real math behind your retirement, not just the overwhelming internet math. Because ultimately, the profound difference between living in fear about your retirement and embracing true financial freedom lies in one simple thing: understanding what you actually need, not what outdated rules or misleading averages tell you. It's about empowering yourself with accurate knowledge. If you want more retirement truth, clarity, and genuine empowerment, not fear, please continue to support our mission. Like this video, share it with a friend who's stressing about their retirement, and subscribe to Happy Grandpa 69 for warm, simple, and honest guidance made specifically for older adults in America. We're here to help you thrive,